Are we live? Are you all here? Are you thinking? What are you thinking about? Are you brainstorming? Welcome to the Friday Night Live Brainstorm edition. This is so exciting, and I'm so excited that you guys can all join us here tonight. And I see that Rocky is in the house, the Rocky Mountain Bear. Boot is here. Allison is here. Ken is here. Good to see you. And Chris is here. Scott is in the house. Good to see you too. Wow, this is so exciting. We are live, and Rufo is here. Melissa is here. Afia Rocka is in the house. Ripple Rocks is saying happy Friday, everybody. And I would totally have to agree with you. Thank you for coming and joining us for this fabulous special edition of the Friday Night Live. And so Steinkerns to you. We are going to be chatting about your creativity, your rocks, the things that you do with your rocks, all that kind of good stuff. Good to see you, Ryan. I'm glad that you're here for this discussion as well. Steinkerns. So just crack that brain case open and get ready for this discussion. That Opal guy is here. Blind Squirrel Rocks is in the house. Awesome. And John, good to see you. John is here. All right, Tom Cats. Josh is here and saying hi to everyone. Thank you so much. I would just like to applaud all of y'all for so much really super fun sharing through the entire week. We had some great lives to watch, and folks are filling in the blanks. It's looking like Kyle's going to take another weekend off. So I'm sure that you guys are going to be doing some fun shows, and feel free to plug them right here in the chat, in the live chat, so that we all know where to go and visit everybody. Old Slim Pickens is in the house as well, and finally get a day to enjoy some fun on the tube. And thank you for joining us for the fun. And we've been enjoying watching you create your bracelet over there on the Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, you are always welcome. We can put a link up in the chat if one of the mods wouldn't mind doing that. And we share all the stuff that we are working on all week long, which is the total subject for the evening, is getting your creative rocks on. I can say that, right? What do you do? What do you do with your rocks? What do you do if you don't know what to do with your rocks? There's just so many questions to be answered. Another really good one that we were mulling over is the craftsmanship, the mastery of, say, the lapidary thing. Is that an art form too? Is that creative? Is there creativity in engineering? We would love to hear your thoughts on these subjects, and we're going to go ahead and get into the meat of it all here in a very short second. And World of Rockhounds, Kyle is indeed here. Meowdy, everyone. And he's just here lurking and eating. And I hope that your back is feeling better. And I'm so glad that you are here joining us as well. I think that you're probably going to see some familiar objects come up on account that, if this is an addiction, then we know who our supplier is. And we love you for it, Kyle. And, Jackie is here in the house. Oh, back pain is Kyle. Oh, I'm so sorry. And we've got some interesting banter already going on back and forth in the chat. This is always fantastic. Just making shorts here. And when I read that Opal guy, I was thinking, like a pair of shorts. Like you're making some board shorts to go surfing in. That sounds great. But I would imagine that what you really mean is that you're going to be treating us to some fabulous Opal visuals, and that will be lovely. I'm looking forward to that. And sure, if you've got any videos coming up this weekend, then definitely treat us to the either the link, or you can just drop it in the comments or in the chat when you're planning on doing so. Diane is here. She says, hi y'all from Texas. Let's bring this bad boy up. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. And Great Basin Adventures is here too. Very, very good of you to come by. This is going to be such a neat discussion. I can't wait to embark on it. And Tiger Eye is here. And Tiger Eye is saying, hi, everybody. Have to wash my little dog while listening. Well, by all means, I can't think of a more pleasurable thing for your dog than to be listening to all of us with this chewy conversation that we're going to have about creativity while getting clean. Everybody's brains and doggies shall be cleansed by the end of this podcast tonight. John says, my mother often stated, always wear clean shorts because you never know when you may be in an accident. And I think it was my grandfather, and agreed. And your mother's right. I think it was my grandfather who always said, then they wouldn't be clean shorts if you had an accident. Bump. So, anyways, where's our resident joke tellers when we need them? The chubby hubby, I'm sure, has like a million of them on this particular subject. Mademoiselle Jess is here. Welcome in. Very, very good to see you. And oh, Rufo just was having like a whole hullabaloo with the dogs, I think. And we're looking forward to hearing about perhaps what sort of thing happened today for you. He was talking about in the Discord that there might be some local rock hounding for fossils that might have been interesting. Yep, one of them had a vet trip. Yeah, and I don't know about your dogs. Some dogs are fine with the vet and they don't mind going. All three of my dogs absolutely have no problem going to the vet. They just jump right out of the car and they like to go inside and say hello to everybody. They're absolutely undaunted, even after things that might have been uncomfortable. So who knows? And ooh, Slim is going to make a paw pendant. That sounds very nice. All right. And so the idea for this evening was to have a discussion with folks. And so with folks, I think we shall have a discussion with. And so kind of looking around in the chat to see if there isn't somebody who might like want to come and play and maybe do some discussing, and just put your hand up if you're willing to maybe join us here. Okay. Look at that. It's Manny. Off your
G'day.
Well, thank you for joining us. Was that a surprise for you too?
Yep. Busting through the fourth wall.
Fabulous. All right. We're going to do this thing so that you are larger than life. And we're going to have a lightning round really quick of some questions to get our creativity conversation off to a hot and spicy start. Yeah. Get on your guard. And so first of all, do you get artist or craftsman's block?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm going to let you expound upon that very, very soon. Okay. We'll just do lightning round and then like you. Yeah, exactly. Block, parry. Okay. Where do you go for your inspiration?
To the rock community, I suppose, would be a good place.
Good answer. Bravo, everybody out there. You're your creative fuel for Manny and who knows how many others. I have to be on that list as well. So, do stones talk to you?
Yes. Yes.
I love that answer. Good. All right. What is your proudest creative accomplishment?
Finally getting a good polish on a stone. Oh, satisfaction.
Do you know how, oh my gosh, do you know how many people are nodding right now? Like in the audience? I'm sure that that was an audible nod, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I totally heard that. And what color pants are you wearing, if any?
uh, Black.
All right.
Being from the future, Pantsless Friday was yesterday.
Oh boy, we timed this one right then, didn't we? Superb. And thank you. You get to go on, yeah, with the journey. It wasn't like a blue, no green. Oh. You pass, you shall go on. Thank you. We can go ahead and thank you, John, for that comment. And Cindy has entered the chat. Thank you so much for coming, Cindy. Good to see you. And let's see, there's probably some other folks in here that might want to come into this conversation. How about, oh, look, it's Ken.
Oh, God.
How do you do, Ken?
I wasn't expecting that. I was going to pull up a Discord link. I wasn't even on the screen.
Whoops. Well, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, but here we are.
Never expects the Spanish Inquisition.
And he is already in the comfy chair. So we'll go on with the questions. Do you get artists or creators or craftsman's block?
Yes.
Yes. Uh-huh. All right. Where do you go for inspiration?
I go on to a completely different project, and then all of a sudden the solution to whatever I was trying to come up with pops in the back of my head right as soon as I'm at a point where I can't stop.
That is an excellent answer. And I bet you we have a group nod going on. Mm-hmm. And do stones talk to you?
You say that like yours don't.
Liars. Okay. Excellent. What is your proudest creative accomplishment?
Right now, my bench, it's not done yet, but I've got 3 parts that are about to go onto it that I'm completely, when it's done, I'm going to have built one of those little helping hand stations that I can sit at with the little arms that come down with the clamps and a big magnifying glass. I got one of those dentist ones with the big swing arm and the light.
He's building
one of those things.
Nice.
Yes, pretty much.
Awesome. Okay, and what color pants are you wearing?
I have not worn pants in well over a year. They're Florida, man.
Oh, okay. So there's something else other than pants that you wear.
Yes. I honestly, I haven't worn long pants in over a year, and the last time was a pair of sweats when it was like 38 one morning, and I pulled them on over my shorts, and by noon they were gone.
Right. And that's a whole nother discussion whether or not sweats are pants. So yeah. Who knows? Yeah, the nod is yes.
I mean, I should say that, yeah, I'm wearing shorts as well too, so it's kind of pantsless over here as well.
Lots of this pantslessness here, and it's just spring. My goodness. And John is saying, how does one move from being a light engineer for entertainment venues, stadiums, to working on and with rocks? Oh, like I see how both of them are rock related. Manny might be able to discuss this better
at length. Yeah. It is a change, but like there's lots of crossovers, like the color theories that I used to use for my light shows, like that has a carryover into the world of rocks. The way light works as well too. Like there's kind of like juxtapositions there that of bits and bobs that make it an easy transition.
Right on. Yeah. And, you know, I'm betting that, yeah, just the whole rock thing, you know,
Yeah.
rock shows, rock shows.
Tangent.
Yeah. just works.
Like I got into rock and roll through having an interest in photography, and I had a photography assignment at uni, and we had to use like lights in our photo shoot, and I got some rock lights from a friend's band, and I'm like, wow, this stuff's really fun. And then tangent. Off I went on a little lighting, tangent for about 20, 30 years.
Oh my gosh, just tickling different parts of your brain.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, Manny, and thank you, John, for the awesome question. And if you have any
cool
questions for the panel, definitely toss them up. Like, you know, don't get sick, but toss them up in the chat and put them in all caps if we miss it. Yeah. I mean, if it's a Technicolor yawn, that's fine. We might be able to see it even better. And so thanks all for that. And let's see who else is in the chat that might want to come in here. Oh, it's Melissa. And you guys know her also as Ma. Ma, are you ready for your questions?
I suppose I am.
It's such a mysterious voice. I love it. Okay. Do you get artist's or craftsman's block?
Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
I tell people to wait, so I'll wait to explain.
Totally. I love it. But it sounds like a lovely non-committal answer that I would give. Where do you go for inspiration?
YouTube, obviously, but the other answer is nature. I really like going to the redwoods.
Excellent. Yes, those are such an inspiring bunch of trees for sure. Do stones talk to you, or is it the trees?
Both, but stones more so for sure.
All right. Thank you, Ken, for putting up the Discord link there. What is your proudest creative accomplishment?
I think I'd say my space jewelry, because it's doing so well. But also, I think my best idea I ever had was putting my jewelry in tiny bottles.
Everybody loves the tiny bottles so much. Yeah.
Tiny bottles are the best.
Very cool.
We're going to have to talk about that in a little bit too, because those are rad. What color pants are you wearing?
I am actually wearing pants.
Oh.
Somebody had to.
Yeah.
They're gray with cats all over them.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I didn't change, even though I knew this question was coming.
Non-committal with the color on pants too. I just love this. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us in this incredibly interesting discussion that we're about to have. And I did see that Sonia had entered the chat. Thank you for coming. And let's see. We've got more, probably maybe a little bit more room here. How about Prairie Girl Rocks, welcome in.
Happy Friday, everybody.
And oh, look, it's Ken. And then it's Allison. So, Allison, are you ready for your questions?
I'm ready.
All right. Do you get artists or craftsman's block?
Yep, sure do.
All right. Where do you go for inspiration?
Some good music.
Oh, that is a good one that Manny and John probably really understand. Do stones talk to you?
Yes, and they have epic tales to tell.
Indeed. And what is your proudest creative accomplishment?
Okay, so since my kid graduates in 15 days, I have a hard time not saying my kids and everything that they do and accomplish, but probably teaching myself to play bass in about 3 months. It's pretty.
Shazam.
Yeah.
Sweet. A good
And
answer.
not just any bass, an upright bass.
Yeah, fretless.
Yeah, right. Yeah, way to bite off a rather large portion to chew. Excellent. All right. And what color pants are you wearing?
Blue jeans all the way, baby.
I almost could have called that one. not sure entirely why, but
Yeah.
excellent. All right. Well, thank you for joining this panel. And let's see. I think we might have a little bit more room. Yeah, why not? Who else is in there? Oh. Somebody is trying to like hang out on the down low here, and so let's do this.
There's a bear in there.
Who's this guy?
And people with care.
Hello.
Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for joining us. Do you get artist's block or craftsman's block?
Kinda. I guess. Yeah.
All right.
Depends on what you mean. Yes,
Yeah,
kind
okay.
of. No.
Yes, kind of no, and we'll definitely embark upon, especially these indecisive answers. I can't wait to hear what you and like what keeps you on the fence on that one, and where do you go for inspiration?
The river and the mountains where the wild things are.
Oh
You know, all the animals.
Okay.
Yeah.
My head was in a cartoon there for a second,
Mine's always in a cartoon.
Those wild things. We have a whole panel of them here. Okay. Do stones talk to you?
A little too much. They don't know when to just shut up, But yeah, I don't always understand them, but yeah, they do.
Yeah. Do you have to holler at them at night when you're trying to go to sleep?
Every night.
Yeah.
So loud.
Right. What is your proudest creative accomplishment?
Is probably the first thing I ever carved, and it was out of a piece of wood that me and my dad cut down the tree, and I carved it into a heart shape, and I hand drew a cartoon character, Tweety Bird, on one side, and yeah, I gave it to my daughter for her birthday a long time ago. It was my first time carving, and it turned out way better than I thought it would. And I was pretty proud of myself. So, yeah.
And you've been surfing that wave in ever since. I like that. Yeah. All right. And what color pants are you wearing?
I'm technically not wearing any pants.
Okay, another one of those.
Well, I'm wearing basketball shorts, and they're black. Well, they're kind of gray. They're more of a salamalang color. And then I have overalls, which are technically, they're kind of pants, but they're not at the same time. So,
yeah.
I don't know how to answer that question.
I want to change mine to labradorite.
Right? Like, this is the only crowd, anywhere that would understand what color that is. I love it.
I'll prove it to you.
Yeah, if you want to check, your crowd and see if they're rock nerds, just, ask them to what color is salamalang?
Yes.
I think Bill should prove it. He said he would.
Okay. Melissa is calling you out.
Pictures.
Oh my goodness. It's a disrobing kind of situation.
That's
It's so
kinda
early in the night.
Allison, bust out your bass. Give us a funky groove.
Oh, yes, there is.
Those are basketball shots.
Boom, 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 boom.
This Slumland. That's pretty close, right?
Frighteningly accurate.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's what I
think
thought I was kidding. Hey, I don't know what color I would call that other than Slumland.
The panel stands corrected. Thank you so much for the example. And now everybody, also in the audience understands the color, in case they didn't. If there's anybody at all out there that didn't know. And I think we have room for one more. Let's get
Ooh, hey.
Chris is
Oh.
in the house.
Man.
Ooh, that's too high. Hey, there we go.
Welcome, and let's get you over here in the hot seat. And we would love to know, do you get artist's or craftsman's block?
Sometimes more ADHD.
Okay, that's a good one-word answer for like taking care of all of these questions. Actually, where do you go for inspiration? The closet.
In that closet.
Everyone should have such a closet. I think it's kind of like the TARDIS of closets, right?
Yeah.
It's actually a lot
bigger on the inside.
Yeah. You get lost in there for hours. You cannot find your way out.
The land of spare
Nice. All right. We're off to a really good start with you, Chris. Do stones talk to you?
Not as much as I talk to them.
Oh.
You say but sometimes it's not so endearing when they're jumping off my flat lap.
They could be stern words, I suppose. I just like the answer. Like, it feels very empathetic to them. What is your proudest creative accomplishment?
I had a hard time with this one. I'm going to go with the handles because I was really happy to be a part of the Makers Challenge, and I've got to actually use this middle one, and I don't know. I'm pretty proud of making tools that I can use.
As you well should be.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Magnifique.
Very cool.
Yeah. We'll be chatting a little bit about, or a lot of more about those in a little bit. What color are your pants?
Aventurine. No, they're blue jeans.
Everybody wants that answer so bad.
More of a lapis color.
What gem are you
Come on.
wearing? Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Chris. All right. And so I think we've landed, unless anybody else knows how to magically teleport out of that chat stream, which would be excellent. I think I did see somebody, I think it was Diane, going like, how do I get up there? Contact me, because we need a little extra than just the genie that I have in a bottle to get you over here. But if you are interested, leave it in the comments, because I would love to do a round two, and who knows how many. I can't even say it. It might be that many that it's just an unmentionable number. But one of the things that I thought would be kind of interesting to start with, because a few of you guys did say nature, I thought we'd first check out, let's see. Let's do this. Wow, we're all so small when we do that. We had a few people that wanted to kind of chime in and play along from the chat. I did a public announcement of what was going on, and Soul Adventurist wanted to help us out. What gets me inspired? Well, nature. And seeing what other people do with beautiful things, which was another answer that came up. Go to the community for inspiration. Brainstorming with creative minds, putting my thoughts into words and pictures is a huge help. I love this. And my rocks, I pile them up and sit on them until they hatch. That is definitely one way to. Craftsmanship is the pinnacle of creativity. With that being said, yes, there's definitely art in engineering, which is, going to be a question that we embark upon here. And she finishes with, what are pants? So this is a totally popular answer.
That's awesome.
And then Al Gold also wanted to help us out and was talking about that they like to find and cut the rocks open. You never know what's in there. And boy, if that isn't, one of the big things that compels you to kind of get into it or keep going, it can be just such a cool catalyst for ideas in the creative process, just cutting those bad boys open, picking the best ones to be polished. Opals, my favorite, and can't find them out here, which I think that Al Gold is in California. Am I right about that, guys?
I think he's actually down in Alabama.
Alabama. How did I get California? Maybe it was just the gold prospecting. I always kind of think of other places. And so I wanted to bring up some of the nature that was shared with us for nature. And I'm sorry that's sadly a small picture. It's just such a little reference here. But Rocky, would you like to tell us where this is?
Yeah, this is up the road from me on a little lookout just on my mountain here. And that was in the winter, obviously. But yeah, there's a lot of great views where you can, and a lot of great trails up there where I can take my dogs, and there's a lot of rocks. And if I look up for a minute, I can see views like this. And it just kind of gets me away from all the craziness of life. And I love being in the mountains. It kind of puts things in perspective.
Who wouldn't be totally inspired looking upon this and getting ready to embark on some creative voyage? That would be a tough one. And so do y'all kind of concur as far as drawing a lot of inspiration from nature?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've been actually designing a few projects because of some walks that I took with my dogs in the last few weeks. We've got a lot of flowers blooming here in California, and we saw some beautiful big like reddish orange ones, and I was like, wow, that would be a great carving out of the Oregon fire opal. So now I took some pictures of that flower, and I'm going to try and carve one of those flowers out of an Oregon fire opal.
Ooh,
that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
that sounds. Want to see it.
Yep, we all want to see it. And that's a great start to finish kind of thing, like that you can come up with an idea on a walk, and you can literally go home and complete. I just love that things like that can be immediate, like you can get some instant grat.
Agreed.
Sure.
Whereas some of you all, just dependent on your style of creativity, it might take a while for an idea to gestate. I would love to hear what you guys have to say as far as your usual medium. And does it take a day? Does it take 5 days? Does it take 20 days? I would love to hear like the gestation period. Like, I'll let you start since you're nodding. Prairie Girl rocks. I'm watching everybody now. Yeah.
Usually my projects are much shorter bursts than that. I mean, sure, tumbling rocks takes 4 weeks, but I only pay them attention one night out of the week. My wire wrapping, if I can't finish it basically in one sitting or even in an hour or two, then it's too much for me. It's too detailed for me, or it's just not panning out. If it's taking any longer than that, it's probably time to walk away from it. So usually what I'm doing is quite a bit faster than, you know, a week or even days worth of gestation to get to the final product of what I'm doing. Usually it's much shorter little bursts of attention to get, you know, step 1 finished on the tumbler, step 2, or wire wrapped a finished product, or drilled some holes tonight for some pinch clasps. Or so I kind of take things a little more like I say, I like to mix it up so it doesn't get too stale. I might be cutting tonight on the big saw, and then the little saw the next night, and then, oh, tonight's the night for the tumbler, and oh, I have a minute to sit down and work on some jewelry. So I bounce around a lot, like Chris said, ADHD, and I think that keeps things moving for me and keeps things fresh. But I don't spend like days and days on projects usually.
I like this. Forever trial and error is forever learning to perfect the craft. That's gorgeous. And you know, so it could take a day or it could take forever
A
to
lifetime.
to get there. But you know, that sounds like a good forever spent. You know, I'd love to do all of my waking time just steeped in creativity. So what about you, Manny? Are you like instant grat, or is it a long creative process for you?
A little from column A and a little from column B, I suppose. Like, if I got things that I can do that I can get instant gratification out of, so I can just go, bam, like there's the fix. But then there's other things that I'm learning, like especially through faceting, learning to be patient with and taking my time with. So with the faceting, I can only do it 2 days of the week for a couple of hours at my gem club. So I've learned to stretch out the gratification process. Like, so yeah. And I've always got other projects on the go as well too. So like I kind of bounce a lot. So yeah, probably a bit of the ADHD thing going on as well too.
It's going to be a popular answer, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Rocky? Long period, short period?
The idea usually comes pretty quick, and I can get the picture of what I want to do in my mind pretty quick. But after that, I'm notoriously slow and take my time doing it. The last axe that I did, I had well over 100 hours put into it, and I can't work on them like every day. So yeah, the last one, it took over a year to finally get it complete, but over 100 hours total.
Wow.
I love that. So we have a day and we have a year, you know, and I'm sure everything in between. And I think that you bring up a good point for the old adage, it's 10% inspiration and 90% perspiration, right? Something like that. Like I remember my art teacher saying such things, is that, you know, oh, you've got like this fantastic grandiose idea, and then like, okay, start sweating. Yeah.
The ideas are the easy part. It's the execution.
Yeah,
boy, howdy.
Very true.
Yeah, my ideas are way bigger than my skills are sometimes.
I was going to say that your projects are monumental compared to the stuff I do. You do some really big projects, so.
My ideas book is pretty full, but a lot of untouched ideas in there.
But at least you've got a book. That's another really good point. Yep, put the book together, guys. That time that you're twiddling your thumbs and you're wondering what to do, you can always hit your book. Thank you for that, Chris. And how about you, Ken?
How about me on which? There was like 5 tangents right
Right?
there.
Are you able to crack out an idea fairly quickly, or do you usually have to spend quite some time on the project, or is that like one of those multiple answers?
Multiple answers. It really depends on the project. I come up with these little like 5-minute projects, 2-hour projects, and then stuff like my bench, which I spent 3 or 4 months just thinking, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? And okay, I want to have this type of piece on it. Now, how do I build that? And what can I take apart and put together and get what I want without going out and find, because what I want doesn't exist, but I can actually make one. And so it does, like my bench, long from done. I've got a swing arm lamp, one of those ones with the springs on it and the pulleys. I just took the lamp off. I'm going to rivet a bicycle fender onto it and have a swinging splash guard. And with luck, I'll have one of
Cool.
Fantastic.
And to make it fit on my bench, I had to take a cutting board and cut it into strips. I think somebody saw me in Discord a while ago asking, can you cut a cutting board on a tile saw? And then glue those together, drill holes down through them. And because a nylon block is like $18, but I have some E6000, cut it into strips, glue them together, drill holes down through, and there I've got my mount, and I can just bolt it down on anything I want.
Nice.
Uh-oh. I see light bulb hanging over Manny's head big time. Yeah. You are the lighting technician, so that makes sense.
That's a 6-month project compared to 2 minutes to put together a little stand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right on. Welcome,
projects.
Jennifer, into the chat. Thank you. Thank you, Ken, for that answer. And I'm wondering, Melissa, do you have an answer to this question about duration for your projects?
Oh, it varies, obviously. I get an idea, and that I sit with it for days trying to figure out how do I make what I see in my head appear in front of me. And sometimes that answer comes really quickly. Other times I'm waiting weeks, years. You know, it really just depends.
Yeah. You just said waiting years. Oh.
I thought you were gone.
Yeah, I'm sure we've all had like those great ideas that just don't seem to have the evident road that will take you there. If we only had better maps or better GPS on how to get, the creative process nudged in like hard in that direction. Yeah. And so, I was showing the pictures of nature because a lot of people go to nature. And Allison said that she goes to music to get some of her creative vibe going. And so both y'all in the chat, but also you guys here, other than nature, what do you draw your inspiration from and why? And I'll start with you, Chris.
So a little bit of mix of, I'd said the closet, partly to be funny, but nature. Yeah, right. I do go sit in there for way too long and just pull out random rocks out of bins and look at them.
Totally in there.
But I like to just browse also, random YouTube channels. I like to, anytime I'm outside, I just look at things and just random things come to mind. I've had a lot of tree designs on my mind lately. I've been designing wraps that are very tree based. My intarsia that I've been designing, and to answer the last question, like some projects I'll design in a night. I did 6 or so intarsia designs in 40 minutes while watching TV, but who knows, it might be a year before I actually make them. I do stuff like that all the time, but I've been designing tree style wraps. I just went and bought some tree backs to put on my wraps. I don't know where they're sitting right now, but they're this little tiny, really flat tree in a little circle that I can add to the back of a stone at the end of a wrap. But I just get my inspiration from anywhere. I go to craft stores, walk around, watch a bunch of random YouTube channels, see what other people do.
I can't let this one slip by. Ken, I would love to see you create the USS Enterprise out of fossils.
1701, 1701A, 1701T, NX01, which Enterprise?
I'm going to vote for the OG, but
yeah, me too.
Oh, that's brilliant, John. Thank you.
Hell yeah, that's
Hi,
a
River.
Kirk.
We'll be waiting. We'll be waiting for that. And let's see. I think I saw somebody sneak in. We've got Travis is here, and he says, "Holy rock people."
Hi, Mom. Hi, parents, Mom.
Were you not expecting all these live tiles?
Can we all just take 1 second and say hello to River?
Oh, I
Hi,
just saw
River.
that. Hi, River.
Hi, River.
Hey, good to see you.
Hi.
Oh, yeah, I just totally saw that. That's adorable,
Look at
Kyle. Yeah, all of these rock people gotta say hi. Oh, and everybody say hi to Mom too.
Yeah.
Mom
Hey,
just
Mom.
snuck in.
Hi, Mom.
I think I'm behind in the chat as per tradition. Oh, Tomcat Josh, thank you so much. And awesome sauce.
Awesome.
Yeah. Melissa,
can
he paid
bottle
for
that.
it. You gotta say it.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah.
Awesome sauce.
What's that, Melissa?
I said that one comment sure has legs.
Yeah, right?
The
You
just
gotta
keeps
watch
going.
what you say around these people. We're like rocks. We don't forget, you know?
You sure-
Oh,
We
and
don't shut up either.
they don't shut up. Definitely.
Sorry.
Very traumatized.
I don't mean that.
They're not talking too much.
Aw, Bear's traumatized. Thank you so much, Tomcat. That is so awesome. And thank you, Boot, for the spicy tip. We really appreciate it. And hi, River, again, because apparently she was really happy about that.
Hi, River.
There's a special note on that. That was his 10th super chat he's done on your channel.
Oh, nice.
Aw, wow. Thank you so much for the generosity. I really, really appreciate it. That we all do.
Very
It makes
cool.
all of this stuff possible, like having so many faces on the TV all at once. This is incredible. And it looks like Jeff just entered the building. Hey, good to see you, and Vicky too.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Vicky.
Jethro.
And thank you guys for saying hi to my mom. And that's interesting. You know what? I thought I missed something there, Ken. And on my end, on the platform, I can't see what you saw. And so thank you for bringing my attention to that.
Jeez.
Yeah.
There's a little tin with balloons on Boots.
Yeah, and I've got
Yeah,
a
it's not.
banner
It
underneath.
doesn't show on the dashboard of the StreamYard.
Yeah, I've noticed that with StreamYard.
Wah, wah, wah. So I'm sorry for not seeing the detail. You guys have to help me out.
I didn't know that's what that 10 meant.
Mine actually has a little
Thought he
banner
was a
underneath
perfect
that says
10.
it.
I think
All
Jeff
right.
said that he's working and getting loaded. That
I
doesn't
saw
sound
that.
Whoa,
We're still working,
what?
getting loaded. Now, he's a truck driver. It doesn't mean what you think it means.
Oh, come on, don't ruin the fun.
There's got to be an adult on this ship, you guys.
Rather, he is a truck driver, so it probably means what you think it means. No, I'm kidding.
You keep using this word.
Oh, nice. Chris with the zinger. And let's see. Let's see.
We left
you
off
might
with
need
the
to switch to the
inspiration.
live
Who
chat
else?
instead of the top chat.
Who else needs to stare at their rocks to get
Okay, hold on.
inspired?
I'm wondering, like, there's got to be a way for me to. Oh my gosh, it just worked. That was crazy. It's like StreamYard knew this time. And John, the StreamYard doesn't give me an option like YouTube. It just gives me all of the comments, but I don't get all the same information. And so I just couldn't see, like, there's times when, say it's a super sticker instead of a super chat, it won't show me like the sticker and stuff like that. And so if I don't see something important like that, you guys have to just tell me. And
You made me big, so I'm taking advantage of it.
Right, in real time. Chris is going to beguile our eyes and make us all inspired, because how can you not be when you're looking into that? Looks like Ethiopian to me.
It is.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of scrap I got And what I've been doing is every once in a while I take out a piece and grind off some of the sand and I throw it back in there.
Gotcha.
So you can just see some little pieces with some sand taken off.
Nice.
Yeah. So, oh man, that's just brave. I'm not Ethiopian yet, proficient. I keep on staring at them, and they keep on screaming back at me, Rocky. They're not very polite, and so
Right?
did you have something that you wanted to show us? You were holding something up too.
Oh,
What's the bear got?
we were just showing our opals in a bottle.
Nice.
So
Are those
We got
Australian?
kind of.
bottles.
Those look like
Yeah,
some
these
dark
ones are. Yeah,
Lake
these are.
Ridge.
I honestly can't remember where they're from. I'd have
Yeah,
to.
that looks like pretty
find
dark. You're
out.
right.
Yeah, there's a couple of good pieces in there.
Yeah, that's some almost black opal. That's pretty.
Yeah, looks good.
Oh, yeah.
Black opal there.
Yeah, excellent
Yeah.
body color. And none of them are wearing pants.
I got some of these too.
Okay, so a raise of hands for folks that just look at your rocks to get your inspiration. Yeah.
My hand is
Yep. And,
my hand is up.
Melinda just joined the chat. Good to see you, Melinda. Thank you for joining us. And like when in doubt, like just sprack out all the goods, right? And spread them all over the place and just start playing with the rocks. And hopefully that's when they start talking to you in a creative way. Question mark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so actually Manny sent some inspirational pictures here. And there we go.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Pareidolia is my friend.
So a lot of times, and I think that it's been mentioned a few times already, going on to YouTube or onto whatever pictures like on Instagram or what have you, to just go lay your eyes upon the things that other people are creating that blow your mind.
Yeah, Instagram's pretty good for that as well too. I've been finding good place for visual referencing and eye candy and such. Yeah, like
so much
yeah.
I can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some wows in the comments, like everybody's like, "Wow,
that is gorgeous."
Dang, that's beautiful."
And from what I understand, these sculptures are relatively big size pieces as well too. Like, he had a team. He had a warehouse in China, from what I understand, and had a team of like Chinese carvers like working on his ideas. And I was like, wow, it was like pretty amazing sort of production line of amazing rocks. And I think this really calls to when a rock talks to you, like. There's something inside the rock that he's trying to release.
Yeah, and release it did in like such an incredible way. And so this is Perry B. Davis. You can see Perry B. Davis's work at perrybdavis.com. Take a screenshot if you need this information. We have Circles and Montana Twins wanted to give that give the props where they belonged, because this is incredible work. And so how inspiring is this to look upon? Kid Curry has entered, and so has Cody. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming in. And apparently John knows something about Melissa. Careful with Ma's fantasies. She stated on a different channel she secretly wanted to roll around on a table full of gems. Who knew? Melissa?
Yeah. That happened a couple hours ago. It was like Alleluia's live, and his table was full of faceted gems. And I want to roll around on that table. I'm sorry.
Can I just say,
Who wouldn't?
From moving a bunch of quartz yesterday, you're going to need more band-aids than you think.
Yeah.
I think
Right. Especially if you've got obsidian or anything like that involved. Ask Kyle.
Cabochons maybe, but faceted. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, pokey.
At least it's not
Yeah,
a Jaspers
any
table.
faceted gems.
no
Or
imagination.
this.
You have
Yeah,
to do a full
you would probably
body
wanna
cavity search.
commingle on a table with
for-
this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. That's at the
Yeah.
Smithsonian. I'd
So
love
go
to
ahead
go
and
and check out.
expound. Yeah, Manny.
Yeah, that's at the Smithsonian. It's like somewhere I'd love to go and check out their mineral and gem collection. I reckon it'd be a pretty special
It's a wonderful
couple of
place.
days there. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And like I don't know what's more amazing, like the way that this has been cut, the size of the piece of aquamarine itself. Like there's just so many things that it ticks as far as like getting the creative juices going. Like it's like pretty amazing piece to pull off. Like faceted fantasy cut, like that fantasy cut I reckon is pretty interesting and kind of takes faceting to a whole new level once you start incorporating like a bit of carving with it. So yeah, somewhere I'd like to end up like getting to do that sort of stuff.
I just don't know how you'd go to the Smithsonian and not leave like a bunch of like slobber on the glass.
Yeah.
I
Guilty.
know, right?
They throw you out if you do that. That's why.
And how do you know, Ken?
Talking from experience.
Yeah.
What happens on the road stays on the road.
They got cameras.
Oh no.
I might be guilty of speeding up the rust on some of the meteorites they had out for open and touching. I might have drooled on them a little excessively.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I can understand that too.
It's honest mistake. And so actually I like this. Honesty is creativity. That's a really interesting statement, Jennifer. I really like that. I think that creativity takes sincerity, because you definitely can't BS your way through and have other people, connect with the pieces that you're making. I think that there's like a BS sensitivity in art, at least. Go ahead, Melissa.
I was just
I said-
laughing.
And I said, I agree.
Oh, see, it's like I'm gonna call you guys like Alyssa or
Well, we talked like right at the
Mollison?
same time.
Yeah.
Listen,
Sure. We've been confused before. Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
and it was by one
When
of
I
my
when I
friends.
went to
Yeah.
oh, that's so funny.
Yeah,
I went
she
to
was
say your name
talking
earlier
about-
and I was just like, it's gonna be an amalgam.
that works.
It does. Oh yeah, it's definitely complimentary to both of you.
Yes.
So forgive me. And then we have on the next slide, just as though that wasn't just eye candy enough. Here's some really rather intense faceting for those of you who are into such things. I like Rocky's face right now.
Sorry. I
Like,
want
wanted
to see
get
this on my
close.
TV.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up big on my laptop, so I keep looking over
I went
so
away
I can
from
see
split
it
screen
bigger.
and pulled up full screen.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Definitely
Those-
in the like Andy realm, this stuff. Hey, like I love it. Like this is kind of where like a faceted stone turns into object art. Like it's a thing of beauty that it stands alone, doesn't need to be set. Like it just speaks volumes, about what the artist was trying to say. Like these ones I think are from his World Heritage series, where he picked a country and kind of use that as a theme for designing his own faceted stones. And there's a video on YouTube that showcases it that it's just absolutely amazing and very inspiring in my books. Again, something I'd love to aspire to one day. A, designing my own facets, and B, executing them. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty
It's not only
insane,
that, but look at the photography. Is that
Yeah.
Alexandrite on the right? It's like you can see the top, and the way he's photographing it, you can see the facets from beneath it as well.
I think
Like
that's
on all of them.
Kunzite, I believe, the purple one.
Really?
Well,
I think so,
because
yeah.
if you look at the reflection of it, it looks like that greenish color.
Yeah, I see green and purple and blue in there.
That looks like Alexandrite, but hey, I might be wrong.
I'm
probably
colorblind.
wrong.
I know I'm wrong.
Whatever it is, they're all, the whole thing is just wow.
Yeah. Manny, you might know who's the artist who's been doing some wonderful facets and stuff like that, but then has also been doing cabochons, but on the back they've been engraving like little UFO scenes and really cool stuff. Have you seen that guy?
Oh,
Isn't that Dale Hargrave or whatever?
It is.
Yeah,
It's Dalen.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. The UFO one, I need that.
He's
cameos
amazing.
And cameos are really interesting, like carving style as well too. Like very interesting, that stuff.
It's Bear.
Hi Bear.
Hey, how's it going, eh?
It's always surprising when she does that for you.
What, me?
My face is big, right in the face.
But as far as the faceting thing goes, that aquamarine was done by what how do you say that it's like a German name, Munsinger or Steiner, Munsteiner?
Yeah, I'd have to pronounce it.
And like I just wanted to let everybody know that they have an atelier, atelier, whatever, however you want to say it, from the English to the French, on Instagram, that you can check out, and you can see the gentleman who created that aquamarine has passed on, but his family is still creating contemporary faceted gemstones, and most of them are freeform, and they will blow your mind as far as what we just saw, as far as the beautiful symmetrical next step or generation in faceting with creativity was that slide before that we were looking at. These here, and what that family, the progeny of the person that did this here, which his name is Burned, right?
Yeah. Burned.
And so his progeny are making gemstones and that sort of thing, and they utilize like all those patterns that you see in the back of the aquamarine. They're making on small stones, and they're making like totally asymmetrical stones, and you want to get a mind blow of things that are just not supposed to happen. Go check out their stuff, because it's very inspiring if you don't want to kind of continue down the road that everybody else has started, but want to maybe take an offshoot trail of that is less traveled type thing. So, and to go on, let's embark upon these handles that Chris did make. And can you tell us a little bit about your inspiration for both those and those twists that you got going on there?
Yeah, and I guess I can show a little bit of it too. I've got the stuff fairly handy. I can just give a little reach down here. So I do some linoleum carving, and for those who don't know, that's where you take pieces of linoleum mounted on wood, and you carve out the negative, and then you ink it and press the ink on paper, shirt, poster, whatever you want to do. And so I've done a few designs. That's my owl with the moon. And then I'm actually wearing an owl shirt too. I like owls.
Nice.
That was the weird mountain one. This one, when printed, the background, you can even kind of see it on camera. It gets kind of optical illusion-y. I like that one a lot. But
you're very talented, Chris.
Thank you. Appreciate it. don't know what to say. Other than thank you. But, you know, I even like the simple ones. I did this in like 5 minutes, you know, just something small. We had to do a thing for an art class where it was like make a quick like 10-minute project or whatever. I was like, okay, carve. But I didn't like the tools. Pretty much all of the tools, even Speedball and the nice brands, their handles, I don't know what it is. They're not made for my hands. So while pondering a bunch of ideas, I had written down maybe 10 different things and then spitballed a few of the ideas with Slim and Jeff. And I didn't want to spread around the ideas too much more than that because I didn't want people to know what my project was going to be. So I ended up going with the handles because I was like, you know, I've been wanting to do more of these prints. I just bought some more mounted blocks that are ready to go. And so, hey, it's a maker's challenge. What's something new I've never done? And that was really gluing stones, like separate types of stones together. And so I did the red tiger's eye and the lapis. You can see all the pyrite flash in there. And yeah, not a lot more than that other than made myself some little handy tools. This one can grip anything, just like a drill chuck. You just twist it closed. I've been using this one for wire wrapping. And so to do my little twists, whoops, pulled out my headphones there.
Oopsie.
We're good, we're back. I dropped the wrap and caught it and pulled out the headphone. But yeah, so to do, maybe I'll just flip the camera. To do the little twists on this, I used that new tool.
I can do this. Get the here. If you want that, Chris, and you can continue.
Oh, yeah, that one's got a good flash too. Yeah, just to do the little ring part, I did use that tool, mounted the wire in there, and could just kind of twist it a lot easier. Oh, I love that. That was so great.
So much for never making that face again on the internet.
That was the best moment. Okay, yeah.
Stay tuned.
You can just do all these twists really easy though by just putting the wire in there and twisting the handle while holding the other end, and then you just go from there and do whatever. But that's a little Australian opal. It's without color though. Yeah, colorless Australian opal, but it was a practice piece.
Well, well done. You using things that you created yourself to create yet more things. I mean, who in the house makes their own tools? Raise your hands.
Sometimes.
Melissa, did you raise your hand?
Not all of them.
No, I think Chris.
Chris, go ahead. Go ahead, Melissa.
I definitely use things that aren't meant for what they were created for. I use them to whatever's to hand, but I've never made my own tool. I'm impressed by it.
I like that answer because like tool making is like, if you think of, early tool making, it's just using something that wasn't intended to be used that way in a different way. So I think that completely counts, but yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing, Chris, as far as not only the, you showed us one creative process that led to making tools for that creative process that also made a solution for yet another creative process. And that is success, checking that many boxes off. That's very cool.
I'm still making you one, Karen. You mentioned wanting a linoleum cutter. I'm making you one.
Yes. Yeah. That'll be good.
Oh no, we lost the bear.
Yeah. Hopefully, if the bear completely checks out, then I can bring him back on as soon as he can get back into the stage. And while his circle is slowly circling, let us go on to. I mean, we really do need an explanation for it. All right, the bear's back. Just in time for this. Allison, please tell us what's going on.
Yeah, when I feel overwhelmed and stressed out, like completely blocked and like I can't move forward, sometimes I phone a friend, and it's hard for me to say I need help But sometimes we need to say, I need help. And that's me saying, help, please come help me. I need help.
Yeah. I think that like I can hear Melissa, like laughing boisterously. And I think it's because we all empathize so much. Like, have we not all been here in this exact, like,
sure.
I think I have more like streaks of, sanding stuff from metal over my face, and maybe like
smears.
Yeah,
I really need to use the sink, but it's full of dishes, and I don't want to wash all the dishes so that I can go rinse my rocks. But I have to, and so help! I need help. There aren't enough rubbers in the
Okay, how many folks in the chat and here in the panel have debris from either rocks or metals all over your keyboard from chatting?
Oh, yeah.
I have a new laptop. The keyboard is immaculate.
And Ken feels like he's going to keep it that way. I have a white keyboard, and I am usually using my Fordham, like just inches away, and I'll lean over to like make a comment, and like all of a sudden you see all the keys I just use is really bad. But Rocky's sitting there like not so much, huh? You don't make messes on your keyboard from chatting, sir?
My computer's in the other room, so I try not to keep it in.
Smudges on my iPad.
Smudges on the iPad, right? On the phone, grit in the phone.
My phone's a different story. But, yeah.
That's what the answer is.
All right. Old Slim Pickens says real artists will create the tools they need to create. I do like that. And,
so true.
Yeah. I recall when you take like just a regular forge metal smithing class, like the first thing that they have you do is make tools so that you have the tools that you need to make the other stuff. And I think that's a really good place to start. And a lot of times, like if you have an apprenticeship or something like that, you end up doing a whole bunch of that first, and you're like, why the wax on, wax off thing first? I want to create things.
Yeah, speaking of tools and Slim, he just sent me a bunch of tools, some stuff for silversmithing, and everything that's been peeking on my table tonight. All the stuff I've been showing was all from Slim.
Oh my gosh. Well, hold on just a second. Let us do this really quick so that we can give the Pickens the props here. And as I slowly navigate through the way to get this thing to work, there you go. Thank you,
all
Slim.
of these rocks from Slim, a whole look at all those little slablets. They're half of them are like pre-done cabs and cab cuts too. Like I don't know what this dude was doing.
He was hooking your ass up. Oops,
that's what he was doing.
That's
Pretty much.
Emphatic vernacular is okay. It's a colorful crowd here.
But yeah, big thanks to Slim. That's a sneak peek of the video I've been recording all day.
We just got a sneak peek too. All y'all in the chat, we had the privilege of seeing stuff that is in the future.
And just a mail call video. Nothing super exciting, but got to shout out Slim. I still got to finish one from Jeff too. Those fossils.
Well, that is super cool. I always really look forward to seeing everybody's collaborations and stuff. Okay, so somebody in the chat just was asking if this was the rake.
It is definitely the rake.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the rake.
That's such a mad idea.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that so much. Like if I do a show, that's so perfect for like farmers market or something like that. They would just flip out on you.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So do some splaining here for what you're saying here, Allison.
Yeah, you had worded the question backwards of what I had worded it. You had asked, was there art in engineering? And I said, I want to ask the question, is there engineering and art? Because that's the approach that I take when I create things. There is. I mean, we all have to follow a certain amount of rules, natural sciences and math when we create things. You have to have an equal force on the rock on the front as you do on the back when you're wire wrapping, or your stone will topple out. So there is some natural sciences at play there. But also, every time you guesstimate what is the middle of this stone, or you guesstimate 5 inches or 6, or you decide three wires or 4, or 4 prongs or 5, every time you are making a decision involving your piece, it is mathematically driven, most likely. So there's also that stuff where you can severely obscure the mathematical equation to make things very unique and unusual and pleasing to the eye, but you still are governed by those rules in order to make things stick and stay in place. And it's how we choose to use those options that are available, 3 or 4, 5 or 6, red or blue, that make a creative project in the end. But I think it's intuitive for me. I'm not thinking about the math that's happening in my pieces, where I think probably Manny, when he's faceting, is very much so thinking about the math. So there is a lot of that stuff that governs these projects, whether you realize it or not. Like I say, mine's very much intuitive. I feel, like you said, the stone talks to me. I feel like, oh, take about this much wire and whatever's left over, where Manny is like, pick it up, move it 13 degrees, put it back down. So I think that there is some engineering in art and some art in engineering. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So who else wants to chime in on that? That's a big question, because I often hear I am not creative. And I am a scientist. I'm sorry, I'm not I'm just all right brain. Wait, is it? Yeah, it's all right brain, not left brain. So discuss, Melissa.
Well, it makes me nuts because I see so many people saying I'm not creative, and weirdly, and I don't know why, maybe it's just in my life, I don't want to say for everybody, but it's a lot of men that just don't think they're creative. And I'm like, if you have taken something that didn't exist before you did something with it, you're literally creating. So if you're making a cabochon or faceting something, whatever, like you might even be following somebody else's diagram to do it, but you picked the stone. You decided what it was going to be. And that is creativity.
Yeah.
I hope
yeah, most definitely.
We totally can. Yeah, we were just listening intently. Yeah, continue, guys.
There's all the design choices you make in a project, like whether it's building a set of shelves for your house, or planning out a garden. Like, there's creative choices that you can make throughout life that people don't see as being creative, like Ma was saying, but they are highly creative processes, and they're part of our everyday lives.
Yeah. And problem solving, like my dad is he's super intelligent, and he makes a lot of things, and he's like, he redoes cars, that kind of thing. But it's like, he doesn't seem as creative, and I'm like, I got my creativity from you idiot. Like,
I blame you.
Yeah, well, and because he was always so clever, and it brought out the cleverness in me, and it made me look at things in a different way. And it drives me nuts to this day. Like, he thinks that's like soft or something to be creative, and I'm like, no, it's awesome.
There is an era of that as well too. Like I was raised in a family where being an artist wasn't a life, like not a career choice, not something you could make money out of. Although it was something you could make money out of, back then even. So there is like a bit of a stigma with being creative, like in that sort of aspect amongst us guys.
It's silly, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
I get it. I get it, and I'm empathetic towards it. I just don't want people feeling like they don't have creativity in them. Like, I literally think every human does.
Yeah. But think of what clothes you wear each day. It has an element of creativity to it.
I was just going to say.
How did you put your furniture in your house? Surely, like, even every little aspect of, there's creativity in everything you do.
Yeah.
I will
Do you put
say
your
that
cheese first or your meat on your sandwich?
Oh,
Everything
Chris.
is.
I would call those idiosyncrasies.
Food.
Meat first, cheese later.
Whoa, Ken is meat to bread. I'm sorry, cheese to bread.
I'm sorry.
You got your condiment, you know, your meat.
Condiment. Yep, Ken.
Yep,
No.
Condiment,
meat.
cheese, bread.
No,
Yep.
condiment, meat, cheese.
Cheese,
And actually,
tomato.
it's
Sorry, I don't know
tomato, lettuce, then cheese, more condiment.
This is what AI is going to choose as the highlight for this, guys. when it chooses my shorts for me.
I like
Calista,
cheese.
welcome in. Yeah, right. Spot, welcome in, and Lapidary Dave. Good to see you. Thank you for coming.
Hey, Dave and Spot.
Yeah, I'll do that. Spot.
I'm sorry. Like, continue on with the discussion. I mean, it made Allison just hungry, so she has to like chow down.
I gotta go refill my cup, you guys.
Yellow, mustard, or brown.
You were
why I
eating
made
the
the big
bag one?
Well, no, I was licking the honey off my spoon.
Oh, okay.
I'll be right back. Excuse me. I got to refill. I gotta go get some more tea.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. we don't want any desperation here. Another thing that I thought was interesting here, and thank you, that Opal guy. Art is what makes us special. Very few animals create art, not for procreation, but maybe wet. And so, yeah, thank you for that. But we're over here checking out something that Melissa did, and while Allison is out getting some more tea or what have you, more honey, whatever it is that she needs to fuel up. We're looking actually at something that happened that was a chain reaction. So you want to talk about this a little bit?
I assume you're talking to me since Allison.
I am talking to you, Melissa.
She had showed that she had this little locket that had kind of lens-shaped glass on it. And I had messed around in my mind for a long time wanting to do that with this old locket that I had, and I couldn't figure out how to get the glass out of it. I tried soaking it in various chemicals and it didn't budge. But I was just finally like, okay, let's just break the glass that's in it. So I went to my dad, the guy who's not creative, and he was like, in a second knew what tool to use, and he had this divot maker with a spring-loaded thing on it for making divots in metal that you drill through or wood or whatever. And he just popped it twice once on each side, and it shattered the glass, and I was able to pick it out. And then I just set these two pieces of glass lens in it. So basically you can use it as putting your tiny specimens in it to get a close-up look at them. And so Allison had a picture of a finished product of what I wanted, and it instantly brought me back to an idea I'd had years ago and had kind of forgotten about. So I went ahead that day and made it.
Heck
So
yeah.
that was
Awesome.
Isn't that so cool? So
Yes.
yeah, like, sorry that we started that part of the conversation with you.
I could hear
getting
it
your tea.
while I was starting my kettle.
I told her during the like when I was on her live, I was like, oh my God, you just inspired me. I was like, just stay tuned. And luckily I had enough time to bust it out before now.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, isn't that? Oh my gosh, you got the hearts. What just happened there? So Allison, tell us a little bit about this because you guys both used this idea. So tell us about this.
Yeah, that is actually a pre-made piece that I bought, I think, from Hobby Lobby. The lens part of my jewelry.
Hobby Lobby beat me to it.
Oh yeah, you guys. I mean, life hack again. I'm sorry to tell you, life hack again. Buy this piece at Hobby Lobby and put your tinies in there. But your idea might be better, Moi, because I can't fit anything much thicker than that in that piece, and I sure would like to. But
I mean, how thin is that piece that's in there?
It's pretty thin. I mean, it's thin enough, obviously, that we're passing light through it.
And what is that for the audience that we're seeing the light pass through?
It is a mighty fine, hand-polished piece of dino bone.
Very nice.
Cool.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, with little agate pockets in it, all fully
Thank
agatized.
you,
Looks like
Agate.
little stained glass windows.
It's
Beautiful.
beautiful.
And I
I'm
just
Very cool.
stoked.
I've been shopping around for a few of those, and the problem is a lot of them, they seem to be plastic or resin now and not a nice like bubble glass.
Yeah, that's glass I use.
Everything's plastic.
Okay. I found a bunch of glass ones online. They're just, it's not actually that bad. When you buy them in bulk, it's like they were like $4.50 a piece. So I was like, okay, I'll do it, but you got to buy like 25. I was like, what am I going to fill that many with? I wanted to do like 2 with garnets.
Allison W would like to know this completely randomly.
Not intentionally, but yes, I do.
You saw it here live.
The splash
Dino
comes
bone.
off the saw and
Ow.
That's none of your
we don't
dang
eat dino
business.
Wow. Very defensive.
Not
I'm
with
a
my
little worried.
dentist watching, for sure.
That's why I'm actually missing these teeth right here. That was from the last dino bone I bit.
oh my goodness, Chris.
Ow. Ow.
Allison, it was Allison, wasn't it? Thank you for the regression there, a digression, what have you. Yeah, and you're welcome for the answer there. And so to continue here with Melissa's stuff, so you took the ball and you just ran with it with a bunch of the different things that you had in your studio, eh?
But yeah, look at that. That's a Patrick opal on the left there.
Nice.
The top one.
Oh yeah.
And then of course, yeah, and then on the right, my favorite little fossily tidbit.
That's so cool.
That's very cool.
It just it makes they're tiny, so it makes them pop,
Yeah.
Old lady eyes appreciate that.
Well, and just an excellent way to, Jared loves his micro mounts. And of course, I love to just stick anything at all underneath the microscope to see. And so to have something where you get like this special, intimate relationship with something that's tiny like that is such a treat. I like that this is the solution for that.
Very cool.
I love it. Like, I just keep looking around everything I have. Like, what else can I stick in there? There's so many more things I try. Like, oh no, it's too small. Oh no, it's too big. Yeah, whatever. But I scavenged through everything I had to see what would fit.
It's kind of like the kaleidoscope that Marlena made. Like, you guys know, for the Makers Challenge, she made the kaleidoscope out of the big flashlight.
Yeah.
And just scrounging everywhere to see what you could load into that bad boy, and it's just going to be a whole new world in that kaleidoscope each time.
I've got a jar full of stones that I cycle through, plus a couple containers of various, some special opals, stuff like that, where I'll sprinkle a couple of those in, or some tourmaline crystals that somebody got. I love my kaleidoscope. I've got a jar full of stuff for it.
Because Ken makes them, not only for himself, but for others like yours truly.
I've made 5 for other people so far.
Cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
Flipping cool. So yeah, gotta love that. Gotta love the solutions to being able to see the niche small things. So I love this. And then we have these here. Yeah, tell us about this, Melissa.
Oh, that's my star crinoid bracelet.
There's
this one. You want more information?
Okay. not necessarily. We also have. Let me get to. I'm sorry, I brought this up a little bit on the soon side, but here's what we wanted to see. You've got the crinoids, and here we have, and so here's the process of you making these, and I'd love to hear a little bit more about this.
Okay, that's a special order I have from somebody who wanted a solar system bracelet that would glow.
Oh wow!
And the only kind of glow stuff I had is blue, so you can kind of imagine if you're putting a blue glow behind Mars, it's going to look kind of purple. It's just going to mess with the color. So I ordered a bunch of different colored glow material. Like I've got some red stuff and some blue stuff and some yellow stuff, and I tried it, but it looked awful, kind of because it washed out the details of everything. Like you think about Earth, it's got white clouds on it. So you put a blue light behind that because most of the planet is blue. It's going to wash out the white. It just didn't look right. So, and I'd been wanting forever to find white glow material, and I finally found some that it's pretty good. And so you just imagine you put a white light behind anything, it's going to take that color, and whatever color you put in front of it, that's what you're going to see. So you can, on the bottom right there, that's me immersing my little bubbles in a bath of resin mixed with this glow material. You don't have to use that much, I learned.
I like overkill.
But I wanted there to be a good significant amount below each bubble. I didn't want it to be paper thin. I'm learning. This is a process. Like I was just doing this week to try to work it out and figure it out, and I think I did. And what I made, I think, came out pretty cool. I think Karen has more pictures of what's next. I'm not sure.
I don't know if I think I missed a bunch of the consecutive pictures because our internet was going glitchy, and that's actually why I have it coming up like this and not in the regular slideshow, because it like everything just melted down. Just those of you who are watching the live stream, we're actually having a storm on the Oregon coast for our brainstorm. It was so appropriate. And I was getting knocked on and off.
Smart.
Yeah, right. It's all of this particle accelerator that I was talking about, just the physics can't handle it, and we created a situation.
Storm's a paid actor.
Yeah. Paid actor. Crisis actor. But I do actually, let's see, I think I've got, there's another picture of the crinoids. And I just love the fact that you get that close to the little Lucky Charms. That's so cool. And then actually this is, you can tell us about this, Melissa.
Oh, you asked for like where we get inspiration, and I put all my favorite bits right in front of me and I stare at it. And that's where I get my inspiration for the most part.
Yeah.
That's my little tiny table in front of me.
If that's not inspiring to you, I don't know what's wrong with you.
And if you don't like models, I don't know what's wrong with you.
That's a beautiful Eiffel, and kind of going
jars.
Right?
Yeah, I really have a problem with jars. Really.
I don't think I'd call it a problem.
I love my jars. I've got them everywhere.
Yeah, if you could put anything in a jar, and I'd probably buy it. Honestly.
Wait, were you the one who bought some of my peridot in a jar?
Yes, it was
Guilty.
me. And Allie did it. Tyler over at Alleluia, he put sapphires in a jar, and I'm like, are you kidding? I'm broke, but yes, give them to me. Yep. See, everybody likes
dust.
I've actually, I've got a bunch of silver in a jar. I've got some crystalline silver in a jar. I love that stuff.
See,
Astoria Formation gift from Karen.
Crazy. For that reason. Anyway.
They have their own jar.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Formation stuff.
Hold on. Hi, Allison.
Hi.
Aw, that's so cool. Nice.
Kyle is not being fair. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Melissa.
No, Kyle's in the chat saying, if you put anything in a jar, I'll buy it. Kyle takes notes. Yeah.
Oh,
God. Like he needs to beguile us anymore. Like, just take my money.
I'm sorry, Ken. I just mean to talk over you. I'll sit on the naughty step again.
Oh, yeah.
Big old jar of Australian opal.
Ooh.
Ken was showing his bottle, and I talked over him like a jerk.
Nah,
It's hard not to do. I typed a question to you in chat, Ma, because I didn't want to talk. Did you get your glow situation figured out properly? Like, did that glow turn out well?
I think, yeah. Well, I sent Karen a video, but I think maybe she didn't get it, or it didn't transfer over or whatever. Because I got it to work pretty good.
Okay. If you want to try something different, let me know. I've got a bunch of glow powders, and I've got a couple different white ones and a couple different colored ones. I could give you some powders.
I will definitely talk to you about that later.
Viking.
Both.
So
You put it in the bottle, Chris. Can you put it in the bottle?
First of all, as far as like some of the broken tidbits of conversation, yeah, you get this many people up on here, and we have like creativity going off in every direction like a dendrite, which is great. And so I count on everybody kind of like finishing off those ideas. But from I think last week we were talking about the bottles and the liver of sulfur that colors the patina on your Viking weave necklaces and or bracelets, and it became the Viking farts in a jar. And so thank you for remembering and reminding us all that and Kyle, that if you really want to make some money, go ahead and bottle those Viking farts. Thank you for that.
Ma said she'll buy anything in a jar.
Yeah.
Well.
Anything.
We might have just met the termination of that dendrite, not sure.
It's super cute. Oh, I might live with the fact that there's a fart in it.
It depends on the jar. That is dang good marketing.
Goodness. Whew, I was muted that whole time, but I was here dying.
Jeff's like, I got jars coming. This is gonna happen.
Oh god.
Okay, and John is here with some words of wise. Owning jars full of items isn't an addiction. It's a life-affirming testament to collecting select moments in time to be relived back every time we view them. Thank you, John.
Yeah. I'll blame that. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You're setting all that on your street. Yeah.
I'm just collecting memories, y'all.
What's that?
I said I'm just collecting memories, y'all. It's like scrapbooking, but bottle style.
Yeah, it's time in a bottle, like the song says. Come on. Oh my gosh. And Jeff is like, Jeff has another dimension. Like if Viking farts will sell. Okay. Question mark.
My husband's from Texas. I have enough.
I've got a new flavor. It's called redneck.
Flavored farts. That's next step.
We should talk about dino bones or something.
Well, I mean, after eating them, what kind of fart do you get then? I mean, that still is on topic, right?
I don't even want to say fart anymore.
Plachosaurus.
Do you stinky-saurus?
Oh no.
Just came to me.
If there's something you can count on in this community, it's that there will always be poop and fart jokes.
Oh god.
Oh, we broke the panel, guys. It happened. It happened. All right. Where were we? I don't even know. Here, pretty things. Sorry, man.
Pretty things.
Well, those came out the nose.
All right. There's more. Here's some of Rocky Bear's pretty things that he did share a place. And here, tell us about this. While we all gain our composure.
Pretty.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
those are
So this kind of has something to do with where I get my inspiration. I know I said I get it from nature and stuff, which, like, well, that was kind of the topic. But anyway, squirrel. Yeah, where I get a lot of my ideas from are basically from like family and friends and things that I know that they like and enjoy, and I like to like just make stuff that reminds me of them. For example, that helmet, that's a stormtrooper helmet that I made for my nephew because these are all silver sand castings.
Wow.
And yeah, the helmet, he loves Star Wars and Legos. And so I got a Lego Star Wars Stormtrooper helmet and did a sand casting of it. And then the other one, my I have a friend named Bigfoot, and every year at Halloween he does basically we just roast each other like in videos, and like everybody's basically invited to come and join. He calls it the Bigfoot Purge, and so yeah,
Cool.
Nice.
that's so I carve actually that the Bigfoot Purge one isn't a sand casting. I carved a thing out of a graphite block, and then I just stamped Purge into it, and that was for 2021. And then the middle one, that was also a graphite carve that I like hexagons, but I have a friend that's he you can't see all the different angles of it, but it's has something to do with a tribe, like the silver coin tribe, and yeah, just a lot of the stuff basically reminds me of him. He knows
Nice.
why, but
those are
Excellent.
amazing.
yeah, I mean, I haven't done too much stuff involving like rocks, like setting rocks and stuff, or stuff like that. I do, and I have, but most of my stuff is more either silver or coin related or carving and engraving.
Hey, it's a
And
mineral.
yeah, well, it's a metal. It's on the periodic table.
There you go.
So and yeah, this
Well,
is
silver and gold do
a
grow in crystalline mineral form, so
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
yeah, and so does copper. And
yeah.
this is a coin bell that
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
thank you. But yeah, I made it for my friend who he's also a trucker, kind of like Jeff. Well, he used to be a trucker. He retired, but I made this for him. And I don't know if you can see it very well, but on the top one, like the top ring, I engraved a semi truck on it, and it has like a back. I just engraved the road on it and stuff, and he kind of looks like, if you look at him from the side from a profile, he looks like you know the Ike dollars, Eisenhower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he looks a lot like that. And we give him crap about it all the time. So that bottom coin on there is
An Eisenhower
$1. Yeah, it's a Ike dollar.
That's great.
And
Perfect.
Did you solder those together? How do you attach those coins together?
Yeah, silver soldered them together.
Cool.
And,
Yeah, I love these. These are so cool.
It's super
yeah,
cool.
and the one on the right actually made that for his mom.
Those are awesome.
Man, I got a pile of coins from around the world and make some cool bells.
Yeah, but hey, I like making them. They're kind of like biker bells. You put them on your motorcycle to keep the goblins away, the
Oh,
road
I was thinking my
goblins away.
tricycle, but okay.
You could do that too.
Yeah, you gotta
If
have
you don't,
a bell on your bike.
yeah. If you don't have a bike like a Harley or something, then yeah, the tricycles work just fine. But
I'm gonna add some coins.
Don't
I'm
want
gonna
the
add some
lucky
coins in
bell.
your box.
There you go.
cool.
Oh, that's
bells.
And that's something that you can look forward to doing as you're getting into your silversmithing, Rufo. That would be really cool.
I've got some silver coins.
And I'm actually the next one I do, I want to put a different type of handle on it, and then basically have a set a stone into the top of the handle.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that would
Oh,
be really cool.
That would be cool.
And
for the bell in
that's-
there, you should get some of that singing quartz. Little singing
Oh, yeah.
quartz bell. If it wouldn't
that's
break hitting the silver.
Yeah, I wonder if it would.
Probably not.
Because when I make them, I have to punch out a center piece of a couple of the coins, and I use the center punch as the dinger,
I
as
like
the
that.
knocker.
Smart.
But yeah, I'd be too afraid that the quartz would break. That'd be good. I don't know. I might try that.
Good
Just-
experiment.
Pretty-
Oops.
it's,
Go ahead.
it's pretty tough stuff. I'd think it would take just. I mean, that's not a whole lot of movement in there. It's not going to be a lot of
The
energy.
singing quartz is really fragile. I got some pieces that I bought from
Yo.
Kyle, and then a few awesome people in the community bought and donated a few extra pieces for him to send me. And I've got a handful here, and I was just sitting there dangling them around together really lightly with fishing line, and 2 of them broke.
Ooh,
Oh.
good to
I
know.
would not expect that.
I made earrings out of them. Where your own
They could have
pearl?
been weak. They might have been fractured.
Yeah.
Sonia's
Yeah.
asking, did you use metal stamps? On the bells, I did not use metal stamps. I just engraved it with the attachment for my Fordham that goes on the hammer hand piece, but on that little hexagon silver pour that I did that had the little raccoon and the teepee in the mountains behind it, there were a couple stamps on there. Yeah.
For shaping
Mixed
the
with
bell,
engraving.
do you use that really rounded one on the left there? Do you use one of the rounded hammers and the, what is it, like the divot in the metal or something, to shape it? How do you do that?
I actually have some folding dies, and then basically like a tap and die
Okay, yeah.
set, and then I just use the 2-ton arbor press.
Okay. So tap and die and then press it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
Nice,
Nice.
Joseph.
Very cool.
Yeah, gorgeous.
And
And
rock and wheeler.
And that was Joseph's
Ooh.
20th time. It says on my little banner there.
whoa,
Yeah.
what?
Rock and wheeler's
Dang.
20th.
Oh my
For
gosh,
20.
thank you
Joseph.
so much. Really, really appreciate that, Joseph. And Joseph actually was also talking about missing writing. And I totally hear that. Anybody who rides and doesn't anymore, boy, there's like the call of the road that you wish you could
There's-
answer.
I legitimately rode a unicycle for like 6 years, and I loved it, and I miss it.
Whoa.
I was the kid who rode it to high school every day.
So rad.
Were you juggling too?
You know, I could juggle, but that's a whole other thing. That was
Play
unrelated to the
bagpipes that are on
unicycling.
fire. Yeah. Thank you so much, Joseph. Let me like pop this bad boy up. That's awesome.
awesome.
Are those tacos? Are those tacos?
Awake Loner as well for $1.99.
Oh my gosh.
That's their 10th one.
Oh, thank you so much, you guys.
I like tacos.
Me too.
Everybody's getting milestone donations tonight.
It's an auspicious evening with all of us like hanging out up here, chatting about things that need to go into bottles and things that shouldn't.
I don't think we've identified one thing that can't go in a bottle.
You are correct.
I'll stick to my silver and pyrite and those things. You can keep your Viking farts.
Viking farts. That's a whole new one. All right. And let's see. We still have more of this loveliness, and thank you so much, Awake Loner. Really, really appreciate that. Cheers to you. And I think that let's do this again. The next one is Ken. And you know what's kind of funny is this is unfinished, and so there's like weirdness going on because of the little storm strike that we had here. But as I'm fixing it, why don't you tell us about what we're seeing here?
Okay, those are, and I want to give a huge shout out to Melissa, and the other person over there who does the exact same thing. I was so happy when I saw you doing the same thing. Those are the tile holders from a Scrabble set. I needed to figure out something to keep cabochons on because they weren't something that I'd never gotten before. I'm like, okay, thin, flat little things. And I found an old Scrabble set at a thrift store for $1, pulled those things out, stained them brown, and love them. I've got a whole row of them that goes across the whole thing, and you can cut them into little sections to do individual displays with them. Absolutely.
When I saw it, I was going to ask if that was from your Scrabble board.
It is.
That's so cool.
Because that was my first thought.
Yep. And Melissa,
I love it. Sorry.
Somebody else.
Domino holders work really well as well. Just so you guys know.
I haven't gotten any of those. I will try them out.
I'm loving this. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love this. You don't even know. I'm doing this.
I didn't even know domino holders were a thing. And then once I thought of the Scrabble thing, well, actually, while I was searching for Scrabble stuff, I saw dominoes, and I was like, "Oh, that's perfect."
Dominoes will work very, very well. I got a box of Jenga blocks to also do for longer displays.
So good.
Yep. And as you can see here, once I had like 3 boxes of Scrabble tiles, that's I had to figure out something to do with the tiles.
Very nice.
Recycling is best right there.
Nothing goes to waste.
Yeah.
So when you lay your display out, is there a secret message under all the crystals to be revealed?
Right.
No, there is not. There should have been. I have thought about going back and redoing it.
Oh my gosh, Bob's Rocks. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
Nice, Bob.
Very cool.
And I've used the Jenga blocks before as a guide on my deck on my saw. I'll put the Jenga blocks,
there you go.
2 or 3 if I need to get a nice even cut when I'm running through my little saw. So instead of using the vise, so if I haven't got it set up straight, it'll wander and tilt and do stupid stuff. So that when I want to use the vise, I have to set it up. Well, as opposed to grabbing 3 Jenga blocks and putting them on the other side over by the motor, and now I can press my rock up against the Jenga blocks and push through that way, and it keeps it nice and straight.
Very cool.
So you're using every part of that game. I love it.
Oh yeah.
That's funny, Mr. Turtle.
Yeah. The resident comedian is in the house, and welcome into the chat, sir. And thank you for your input here. And we also have, let's see, the next thing. Okay, here's another look at what a marvelous job these Scrabble bits do for making holders. How awesome.
It's a Oregon Sunstone on the right and a little piece of azurite, both things that I won from Kyle.
Cool.
Nice.
Nice.
Does that
So those
Oregon
are-
Sunstone have some red in it? Is that what's going on?
It has a red center. I couldn't get it to come out right with the flash. It either reflected the whole thing off, so it just glared at me, and in normal light, it just kind of disappeared. But yeah, there's the red center in that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it actually almost looks pink on my laptop, and I can't really see reds usually, but even I see that reddish.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something going on in there. You might have a really nice stone there.
It's a very pretty stone.
It
The reason it's sitting out by itself on a display.
yeah, it deserves its Scrabble bit, definitely. Deserves a good letter.
I should have gotten a K for it or a W for World of Rockhound or Kyle, but yeah.
Aw.
It's when I go back and redo it all.
There you go.
Once I finished everything else on my list.
Oh my gosh. Which,
There you go.
how many years out is that?
I'm not sure. I tend to work not off my list. I'm like, I got a list of things to do over there. I want to do this instead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Manny.
I think it's a constant habit to add more things to the list than you cross off.
Always. Leave stuff from people behind you. You got to come on and do this after I'm gone. And don't be afraid to pass on ideas. I passed off one to somebody else earlier this week who I hope to see do it at some point.
Good. Yeah,
Nice.
definitely. I think that that's relevant to the creative discussion, Darren, is there's folks that would like to keep their creativity and the secrets behind their process a secret and close to their chest. And then there's other people that like to teach and to share the wealth. How are people feeling about that? Let me hear a little about that.
I love
Sharing
it
is
when I
caring.
teach somebody and they do a better job than me.
Yeah,
Right?
Love that.
that's
Love
great
that.
to see. It's yeah.
There's
Sharing is caring.
nothing more depressing than somebody going to the grave carrying secrets that could have helped the world grow.
Yeah, my thing was something that I'll never do myself, but I know somebody that does that stuff. So I'm like, hey, why don't you do this? And they seem to like the idea. So hopefully, we'll see it at some point. And if not, it's not just in my head anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah,
Sometimes giving birth to an idea is the act of sharing it. Like, you've created the concept, the idea, you pass it on, and then it's like, continues on through whoever takes on the challenge of taking it to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. Everybody stands on the shoulders of those of us who came before. We're constantly bettering, and if you keep it a secret, then you take your rung out of the ladder, and I think that's a disservice, because you stood on somebody's shoulders, you learned how to do it somehow, and
they stood on somebody else's, and so on and so on.
Yeah. And people in the chat are also like, yes, sharing is caring. And so, that's what I particularly enjoy about our community, is it doesn't feel like anybody is all of that like tight about things. It's just that everybody is hoping that creative community, like that particle accelerator that I was talking about in the description, you have this idea and you throw it against those three people, and they like throw it back, and it just gets, the power is huge. So yeah, we love that. And so there was this thing that you created out of.
That's on the right. You can see they're wooden coaster sets. That's the box they came in. I took some carpet samples, cut them out, lined the inside, and that's what I used for a little photo box for small things.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yep. And you can take the little
Cool.
coasters and turn them upside down and use them as a base for stuff too.
Nice.
In this situation.
Oh, yeah, like that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is perfect. And I mean, how many times do we just you don't want your rock just sitting there kind of collecting dust, you want to kind of like make it a little more special and majestic away from the other stuff that's sitting there. Like I like having answers to that. And so what do we have here?
Oh, nice.
It's one of those adjustable spice racks from Target.
Ooh,
That's awesome.
It slides to like, I think it's like 14 and opens up to like 27.5 inches, something like that. I was in Target, like, that would work really great. I got a hole that I need to fill up. And there it is. So I actually paid full price for it.
And he even paid full price for it. That's how special this situation was.
The posters that are all out of stores, all of them.
Yeah,
everything in there came from this thrift store, except for these 2 little pieces of PVC pipe where I needed a T-junction to build a mount out of. So I went to the hardware store and bought those for $1.50.
Ah, nice.
That's cool.
I had some of that laying around. I'd have loaned it to you.
Cost more to mail it than for me to go to the hardware store.
That's right. I think that so what has been sort of illustrated through that is that sometimes people think of the artistry having to end in something that is, quote, a piece of fine art, which is just art for art's sake. And what is interesting is looking at things that have been created for a usability and, considering that. And so, I mean, as far as like an ex-gallery owner, there was always a discussion going on whether something was art or if something was usable, was it not art? And so I would love to hear what you guys think of that. What do you think, Allison?
Stupid.
Allison sounds so much like me. Or
there it is, right here.
From the hip. Pew, pew.
Yeah, summed up the conversation there, Bear.
Yep.
I can wait my turn, I swear.
What do you really think, Rocky?
I mean, I'm gonna just say, like, my couch serves a purpose, but I don't want it to look like, you know. So I mean, there is a little bit of art functionality for sure.
Form over function, function over form, form
Yeah.
and function.
Yeah,
Exactly.
fashion over over function, function over fashion. That's my motto. If you guys haven't figured that out, like, this has been killing me all night long to say this. By the way, those of you who don't wear pants and blue jeans in particular must have a completely different terrain and environment than I have, because blue jeans is mandatory here, where it gets 40 below with 2 seasons, 40 below and sagebrush.
Yep. I went hiking up to a sagebrush today that has mountain lions, rattlesnakes, ticks. Yeah, no.
How do you not have pants?
We're getting
Okay,
the pants weather
Karen,
here in
back to your
Australia.
question.
Oh no, I like this.
That's my function over fashion mentality there. Like, I don't care how it looks. I need it to work.
I'd rather have a functional piece of art than some of the modern art stuff that I've seen on the interwebs recently. Like a banana on the wall that somebody accidentally ate because I didn't know it was art.
I would have thought the duct tape made it obvious.
Yeah, Bear just woke up from hibernation. He's hungry.
Did that really happen?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it happened.
Whoever ate it is my hero. Art and snacks,
That sounds like the perfect art piece. Like, why are you hating on this, Bear? Because you weren't supposed to eat the banana? Well,
How much did they get charged for the banana is the question.
Oh yeah, right. Was that
I don't
banana
know.
night?
Don't worry, it was insured for more than your car.
Right.
It probably was.
So given that, like, does
Who
that
walks up to a
cause?
banana on a wall and says, that looks good?
Oh, man.
It's cause of how daring that is. So when you're embarking on making something, do you ask yourself, like, does it matter if it's usable or not? You know?
Sometimes, like it can be, but I guess it depends. I love art for art's sake. I paintings and stuff like that.
It's not
There's
bananas.
a lot of art that doesn't really serve a function other than to just bring more beauty into the world and stuff like that. But I also like art on functional things like axes.
Yeah.
I like them. But there's a time. There's a place for both sides of it, I guess, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Agreed.
I like that answer. And then I like what Calypso has to say here. I give most of my creations away. It feels good. Ooh, there's a purpose. Like if it's art for art's sake, and yet it totally changes somebody else, like their day, or it's extremely valuable in some regard to someone, then there's a purpose, right? So maybe there's a definition behind purpose to be researched there.
That can be one of the hardest parts of creation too, is letting go of your baby, let it go into the world, and that's it. There's a saying that I really like, and it's art is never finished, merely abandoned. And like, when you give it away, it's like, that's it, my baby's gone. Like,
as my kid graduates in 15 days. Thanks, Manny.
Hey?
Allison was just saying that her kid's just about to graduate, and it feels like that like kiss goodbye type thing. And congratulations to him. It's been so much fun to see him on the lives and stuff like that.
And,
let him know.
Speaking of him, he's got unknowingly, he's got a contribution to our show tonight. His senior quote, because all of the kids get to pick a quote and it goes in the yearbook with their pictures and stuff, senior quote. I love it. I'm so proud of this creation that I'm sending into the world, you guys. He who loves to walk will walk farther than he who loves the destination.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
deep.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Good boy.
Yes.
Very cool.
So, and I think that applies to our conversation tonight,
Big time. Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody wants to be done. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be done with this creation. Like it's always going to be like that next thing, and I never want to be good at it. Like I always want to, like the ceiling doesn't want to be there. I want to not ever be a master. Like that's one thing that Rookie Rock Hounding talks about, chose the name that way because like I always want to feel like there's just all of this new frontier that's available, like don't make me be like the best or something. That would suck.
That's another thing about kids that I really like is they haven't been necessarily taught yet what, especially when it comes to like jewelry making or some of that stuff. They haven't been taught some of those rules of jewelry making. And so their creativity is unboxed. Like as we get older, we kind of put things into boxes and we limit ourselves, and kids are limitless. They're like, what's with your box? Like, so that's another thing that I do when I've got a creative block is ask a kid, because they're limitless. Their ideas are limitless and they're honest. They'll tell you your idea sucks.
Yeah, out of the mouths of babes throwing no punches,
Yes. So if somebody calls me childish, I'm like, thank you, that's a compliment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a good point, yeah.
Creativity, a lot of it stems from that childlike ability to play. Like, it's where some of the best stuff comes from, I reckon.
Yeah, it may not be realistic or probable always. You're not going to strap rockets to the lawnmower, but they might have some really good ideas.
Yes, you can.
Why not?
And on Manny's next video.
And Ken. buttons.
I'm pretty sure there's people like in a garage 3 doors down doing that right now.
I've just discovered the wonders of ride-on lawnmowers, and I play like 3D Mario Kart. I'm like,
Oh my God,
it's mad fun. It's awesome. Loving it. Watch out for the red shells. Dang.
Oh, Tiger Eye.
And the banana.
Thanks, Tiger.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much for that. I appreciate that so much, your support. And you know what, Allison, thank you for those words from your son too. That like, you know,
Very
if
cool.
you didn't get a little like you know, gleamy eyed, then you know, check yourself, because yeah, that was very, very beautiful. You do that a little longer.
Yeah, if I do it, it'll pump out the hearts.
There you go.
How do you, what?
What wizardry is this?
Sorcery.
It is sorcery.
Mine's broken.
It is
I think
possibly
Tiger
an
is getting what
individual
she paid for
setting.
there.
Yeah, it might be an individual setting, but there's like the peace sign for like
That's so
balloons.
cool.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey.
So
I can make fireworks go off if I try real hard.
Yeah, I think you got to do like.
Woo!
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
I
you
just
go.
told you
I'm
it goes there.
broken.
I know I'm broken too, Rocky.
I just kind of got a feel for the poor person that turned in to watch just then and saw me and Rocky Mountain Bear doing this.
Like throwing
What happens if you read between the lines?
Yeah.
And screen black.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Instant editor. Wow, you guys. Okay, we're being called chuckleheads by Joseph. Thank you, sir. We're trying to stay honest.
Is it really a
Rocky's
dude?
trying to
I'm so
squeeze the
confused.
heart.
I'm sorry, Bear. Don't hurt yourself. I think it's an Apple thing.
Is
Yeah,
it a phone thing?
It's-
Bear.
So yeah, I'm on
Sorcery.
Safari.
He doesn't want it anymore.
It's
Oh,
like an option to turn on in StreamYard in the Safari settings. So it could be an iPhone thing.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look.
I
I
do
didn't
think-
see any options for
It does it on
all of
PC
this.
as well.
Okay, I'm gonna check
No,
it out.
it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
I've done it on accident a few
I
times.
know I haven't. Like, I
On
haven't got the skill either.
Put your thumbs further down. Little more. There it is. Gotta get that heart just right. Just right.
Yeah.
If that's not like,
Oh man, right? I don't know.
okay.
Yeah, it must just be turned off for yours. Huh.
All right. So I can't create. What's my problem?
Can't create hearts.
You said Safari. I'm using Chrome.
It's the settings, Karen.
I'm
Go into
having
the
a creative block.
Right?
Computer says no.
settings. You've got your creativity like
I don't
shut
have a
off. You
heart.
just gotta turn it. It's on airplane mode. Just turn it back on.
Let me try to turn it up and on again.
Oh crap!
Man. All right, you guys. So
Speaking of
Am I
heart,
staying on subject, Karen?
nope. What's
my
that?
rock has a heart.
Oh, it does.
Nice. I've got a little collection of heart
It's
rocks.
it's a fossil heart.
Wait. Here we go. There you go.
Adorable.
Oh, nice.
What kind
Should
of
we show
fossil
some
is that?
hearts?
Do you know?
Wow, cool.
I want to say it's either a brachiopod or I don't know, a valve or something or other, something with the shell.
That sounds good. Yeah.
I found it in my
Really
backyard.
easy one.
Yeah,
I like it. So thank
that
you.
won't
for
even set
providing
off the hearts.
Yes, the
Mine-
heart that we were unable to create. We have it anyway. He's like still
One
trying.
more time.
You can do it.
It ain't gonna work. Crap.
So
Uh,
you guys, I think that because I think we only really got through one question out of so many. We're gonna have to do a part 2 of this situation. And
Yes.
so what I would love to do to wrap it up is to ask you guys, kind of podcast style, if if you've got any words of wise, and it would just be specific to the creative process. And if you've got something on deck, then go ahead and raise so that I can. Okay, Allison's ready, so go for it.
We all get inspired by the lovely nature, but beware, it's tick season right now.
Ooh.
So,
Yeah.
you know, while you're being inspired, make sure you're not being, creeped on.
Sucked.
All right.
Okay.
Got ticks
And
you
that's
got.
the bears you need to be watching out for. It's the ticks.
That is really, really good wise. Thank you so much, Allison. And I saw
should
Ken.
see bear. He's not hiding in my hair.
What?
The bears may still be like coming slow out of hibernation, just watch it though. Watch your
Yeah.
back.
Tick season. You just be aware.
Right on. How about you, Ken?
Well, my hand went up before you added the creative part, because I just had a general words of wisdom.
A general words of wisdom is all about it. That's
this
great.
one I've wanted to put out for a while. As pretty much everyone here knows, a couple of years ago I got wiped out by Hurricane Ian, and Lisa started a GoFundMe page for me. Somebody in here apologized to me a couple months after that, saying, "I'm sorry, I could only put $10 into that." So to that person is out in here right now. I'm not going to call him out by name. Apologize. I'm like, man, I'm sitting there on the side of the curb. Everything is torn down. And you walked up and said, "Can I buy you lunch?" What are you apologizing for? Sweat the little things. Those are the ones that matter. So to that person that said that out there to me, you know who you are. Nothing to it. Man, you bought me lunch when I'm down on the ground. That's the most beautiful thing in the world. So thank you for everything, everybody.
I love that.
Get
person
me a
who told me that's
tissue.
here right now. Yeah, right? I managed to say it.
Oh, that's awesome. And Rufo's got one.
Yep. Sorry, my phone's about to die. I got the warning. That was great, Ken. Touching on what Melissa said, I always just want to say Ma. What Ma said.
You can say Ma.
I like it. It's just more fun. Ma. Don't be afraid. Okay. Don't be afraid to copy what others do. To a point, we all learn from others. Everything's a tutorial. Everything you do in life, from your work to your schooling, is learning what others do and learning how to do it the way they do it. Eventually, you can put your own spin on it. But if learning to do something new means you follow a step-by-step tutorial and copy someone's work, but it gets you into doing something new, make that step and just do it.
I like that.
Love that. Yes. Great way to learn. Thank you so much for that, Chris. And thank you for joining us. If you just die all of a sudden, we'll know.
I know, right? Yeah, I'm at 3%.
Oh gosh,
We'll
thank
see.
you so much for squeezing every last ounce of energy out of your technological situation. Thank you. And who else has got some wise? All right, Manny.
Yeah, it's a bit of an old cliche one, but a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Your first step. Sometimes it's just a matter of having a go. Don't worry about the outcome. Just have a go, have a play. The first thing you might make might very well suck, but that's okay. It's okay to suck.
Except for
It's okay. I think Theo says it beautifully. Fail upwards. You suck the first time, but the next time you go, all right, I'm going to get a little bit better. I'm going to concentrate on this aspect of the project this time, and I'm going to really work hard at trying to get that right, and just compete with yourself. That's all. Yeah. It's the only way you're going to get better is if you push yourself a little bit, you challenge yourself, and you kind of focus on one thing, you get good at that, then focus on another thing, get good at that, and then it'll all start coming together. So, yeah, but it all begins with that very first step. Someone told me a way to learn how to cook was just start by putting a pot on the stove. You don't have to put anything in the pot. You just get in the habit of putting a pot in the stove. Do that for a week, and then a week later, you might put some water in the pot. A week later, you might turn the pot on. Just little steps to get you there.
That's awesome. Yeah. Fantastic. How to eat an elephant one spoonful at a time.
But
So
fine, yeah.
love
Yeah.
that. Love that. How about you, Rocky? Have you got some whys for us?
There's a quote, I'm trying to remember who said it, but goes something like, if everything around you seems dark, then look again, because you may be the light.
Oh,
Madness. That's awesome.
awesome.
I can't remember who said it right now, some smart person, but
That would be you. Just said it. Awesome. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And Moa said in the
has her
chat
hand
that
up.
she does raise hand.
What's that?
I said Moa said in the chat that she does raise hand.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Melissa, you are absolutely next. Do it.
Okay. Oh, I'm just going to say, don't listen to people who say you can't do something.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
There's just nothing more frustrating. Like, I've reached out to ask for help and had people tell me, well, you can't do that, or you're doing that wrong. And then I've had other people immediately come back and say, no, you absolutely can do that. It's going to suck and you're going to waste a lot of time, but you're going to learn. And I mean, and this is kind of in the case of, like, let's say you don't have the money to buy whatever kind of tool you really want.
Amen.
So you're looking for alternatives. And I've had people naysay and say, you can't do it. And it just was like, you know what? If you can't be helpful, just don't open your mouth. Like, if you're
yeah, tell it how it is.
She said it. Yeah.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
Well, it's like, if you're going to tell me I can't do something because I had a specific idea, why don't you help me? Why don't you give me advice? Why don't you give me tips on how I can do it instead of just being negative? So I'd say ignore those people because they don't have the imagination. I've had people in the last week give me such great advice and so much help. Like, I want to, like, shout out Ryan because, like, he really, really stepped up to the plate to try to help me figure out how I can get a tile saw to cut stuff for me.
Hey, Ryan.
And other people as well. Like, I don't want to just say him, but he was really helpful. Like, he literally linked me to every single thing I could buy at a very cheap price that I can afford. And I had other people in the, like, just telling me, like, that they started with crap materials.
Yeah.
But it was just starting. Just start. Just do. And you'll learn, and you'll get better, and eventually you can buy the ideal situation.
Or you find another way to make it work.
Yeah. And
improvise,
that's why
adapt, overcome.
Ignore the haters, ignore the naysayers, ignore the negative people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Someone tells you your small tile saw won't work, just look them straight in the eye and be like, watch me tape 2 of them together. Don't do that.
I have too. And tape.
No.
It's like those
some
offset
rockets on it.
Yeah, like those offset wood saws where they got
content.
2 blades that are just offset to saw the, they got 2 8-inch blades and they run the 12-inch board through them.
Yeah.
The blades are offset like that. Just do that with tile saws.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking. One tile saw is upside down above the other. The blades right above it.
They're set in front of each other, so as soon as it comes out, it's in the other saw on the up top. Yep.
I like it.
You guys are my people. It's problem solving instead of just saying no. You know?
Getting
You're
some
awesome.
angle iron and a car battery and some jumper cables and then welding that baby together.
Car battery welding. Yeah.
Yeah. Hillbilly welding.
Turtle Montana is willing to pay to see that, you guys. Like, I think we have a gig.
We got our next
Don't
viral
forget to
video.
subscribe, Mr. Turtle.
I think the person that the other person that really helped me out was Mr. Turtle Montana, talking about getting drenched with a tile saw cutting. If I'm not mistaken, I believe. Just saying that it changed his life, like to be able to see inside the rock, and I just appreciate that so much. It was like I told him at the time, like, this is the paragraph I needed to read. I needed somebody to tell me, just do it, just go for it.
Yeah.
You can stand behind the saw and pull the rock to you as well.
Yeah, that's a really good tip.
There.
And I'm gonna get a tile saw this week, so just stay tuned.
I love
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
I absolutely love it. I have a quick story on that one. I wear a poncho, and a respirator, and with goggles and all that, and headphones.
Yeah.
I had forgotten a rock the other day when I was out of my sauna. I jumped, and usually I take everything off when I'm coming back in. But I just ran in real quick, and my cat, who's never seen that, looked into the door, like this, and a kibble fell out of the side of her mouth. It was the funniest thing I've seen. Just literally, she was at it, and it just froze, and her mouth open, and a kibble fell out. And she didn't even blink. It just hit the floor, and she was still staring at me like, "What is that?
What is that? Is it going to eat me? Is it human?"
It was priceless. No movement. It was just
Oh man.
Speaking of turtles and cats, do you have that picture?
I do. Hold on just a second. It is somewhere.
I'm just
This
going to
is
say
when I
farewell. It
worked
looks
at
like
a
my phone's
veterinary
gonna poop
clinic.
out.
Hi, Chris.
Oh,
Okay,
later,
bye,
Chris.
Thank you so much. And let me look for that while y'all are chit chatting here.
But yeah, it's a
keep
picture.
going.
I worked at a veterinary clinic, and we had resident animals that lived in the clinic. We had cockatoos, macaw. The ones in the picture are
all the way to the
Fred.
right.
Yeah, that's Fred. And I hate that I can't remember the cat's name. He was hit by a car right outside the clinic, and I had to express his bladder every single day, at least twice a day, because he couldn't urinate up on his own. But he loved riding Fred around. And Fred was this Sulcata tortoise that was over 100 years old.
Oh wow.
But
That's
yeah,
amazing.
I found that just recently,
Fantastic.
and it made me happy.
Well,
Share it with you.
I put this sled together from you. You inspired me, Rocky, to go like one of the things that inspire us that we didn't get to on our long, deep list is, of course, our companions that might be human, but oftentimes are not. And just like what Ken was saying about his cat, and you're seeing. The inspiration that Rocky had in the tortoise and the cat, and those other guys are Ochiko, Owahi, and Lily, the dogs that go with us always on our journeys. And then of course I love my ducks, and so that was the onlyest duck I ever did breed from an egg. And so yeah, but these are the things like that kind of propel you, I think, forward to do your best, including your kids, your kids and your pets and your animals. Like, I don't know. For me, it draws the creativity out.
Somebody said I'm peeking your head. No, my eyes are burning. The dang hell kitty. Oh,
I was thinking you opened a bottle of Viking farts.
Right?
A skunk sprayed either outside that window or outside the back door. And it just kind of came wafting in at first. And then my dog sat up and she stood all the hair up on the back of her neck. And no, I'm trying to stay quiet. No. And then it's in this house right now. It's burning my eyes. So no, I'm not hiding. It's Pepe Le Pew. There's a new fragrance for you guys. It's burning my eyes.
Wow. Speaking of animals and giving you
exactly. The hell kitties.
Oh man.
That is crazy.
It's terrible.
I'm so sorry, Allison.
I'm not laughing at you.
No.
With me, right? You've been there, right?
So I take it it's worse than the cartoon Pepe Le Pew.
Well,
yeah.
That skunk was.
We have possums that have a bit of a funky musk to them, but yeah, I've heard it's nothing like.
No, skunks are something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The night that
to describe it.
The night I spent in the ER after I got my arm and everything all mangled up, a skunk got caught in the trash compactor outside the bin. Oh, that was horrible.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
We actually did descenting. We would remove the scent glands from skunk, like people's pet skunks. And the very first time, we did it inside of the clinic, and that was a really horrible idea because we couldn't get the smell out for months. And so after that, we had to do them outside. Yeah, that was fun.
Straight from the source, squeeze.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Something that does not belong in a bottle.
Yeah.
Right?
Milk that skunk.
I don't care how pretty that bottle is.
The joys of living in rural Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Thank you guys so much. Rocky Mountain Bear, Ken, thank you so much. Melissa, thank you so much. Prairie Girl Rocks Allison, thank you. Manny Afia Raka, you guys are all awesome. Chris, who had to leave the building, but he's still in the chat. Thank you so much for this incredible discussion. I saw in the chat earlier, there were folks going like, we got to do this again. Like, this was so much fun. And so, oh yeah, and we were wondering if that was a palm or, yeah, okay. Thank you for clearing that up, because the clearing minds needed to know what that was, those leaves. And yeah, they're saying right now, like, thank you, Mademoiselle, Beyond Awesomeness. Thank you guys, everybody, for spending your Friday with us. We really, really appreciate your time and hanging out. And so, if you have something to add to this conversation about creativity, put it down in the comments. We will hit it again. We are definitely going to have this party again. This was awesome. And to you, keep on creating. Don't listen to any negativity about it. Put your stuff together the way you want to do it. Have your failures fall flat on your face. Get back up again. Smile and do some more. You know, we
wear
love
your pants
you.
or don't.
And you don't even have to wear pants.
Pants are optional.
They're coming off.
Bear's gonna get in his bare feet.
It's Pantsless Friday somewhere in the world.
Yeah, right? You know that it exists someplace. We're going to send you out with some credits because we appreciate you all. And to all, a good evening. Stein Kernan, cheers to you. Thank you again for all of your support. We love you. Woo, keep creating. Thank you for coming. And we will see you next time.